Hi and welcome to Student Data Form Entering System developed using VBA. We can exit if we want, and we can also print. Okay, I'm going to print it straight onto my PDF, and let's save this file. I'm going to call it Student Record System 5. We can delete if we want. Let's assume we want to delete, look at Tony Montana right there, we can delete that. There, gone. Okay, we can also reset, and we can add all the information we have here straight onto our workbook. So let me show you guys the workbook. That is the workbook right there. As you notice, I deleted Tony Montana, so I'm going to reset, and let's enter data of another student. Let's call this student Tony JJ Montana. Address of JJ Montana, let's say number 47 Yorkway, and and we have the following there. And right there, guys, those are the details of Tony JJ Montana. So just to let you know, there's nothing here that says Tony JJ Montana. So what I'm going to do now is show records. If I click there, look at that, it's just gone straight onto the Excel workbook or worksheet, and we can add as many of that as we want. Look at that, you see that, guys? Then we can also delete. So select that and click on delete. Yes, gone. Delete again, select this and delete, and one more time. See, so what I'm going to do now is I'll take you straight into Excel development environment, and we'll put one of these together. But before I do that, let me show you the data that we saved already that was supposed to be printed, and that's it, because I don't have a printer on my system. So let's go straight onto Excel development environment, and we'll put one of these together. Hi and welcome to Student Excel Data Entering System. So I'm going to start by going to Developer tab, click on Visual Basic. If you don't have a Developer tab, go to File, select Options, and right inside the option you should be able to see the dialog box to where the Developer tab is. Right here on the options, select Customize Ribbon, and right there, that's the Developer tab. Make sure it's checked. If it's not checked, check it and click on OK. Right, so next thing is you come in here to where we have Visual Basic, or you can just press Alt F11, click on that, and this development area will pop up. Click on Insert UserForm, and right here, that is your form. The next thing you want to do is enhance the size of your form. Okay, I'm going to make my form approximately 1024, and the height, I'm going to make the height about 800. There we go. And the next thing is, let's look for a frame. I think one of these should be a frame. That's it right there, frame. Click on this frame and just drag it here. I'm going to need about 3 of those, so I might as well just click and copy. That's 2 and 3. There we go. I will then get rid of all the text content on the frame. Delete. Now the color of this number 1 frame, let me change the color, or maybe, yeah, let's change the color. So I'm going to settle for green. Let's come right down here, palette, yeah, there we go. Yeah, and this other one, let me go for something lighter. Yeah, and this one maybe go for green as well. Right. However, the background, I'm going to change the background color though. Let's change the background color to maybe light green. No, Okay, I haven't made up my mind really with the background color, so let's return it back to what it was right there. Now this one here, let's add a label there, and on the label let's change the color of that very label to the font color. Let's change the font color to something very light. There we go. Okay, on the font itself, I'm just going to enter student record system there, and the font color needs to be changed to, yeah, that's light enough right there. Okay, I'm going to be readjusting that later on. Now this very one here, I will need some components on this very one, so I need a label. Grab the tools, need one label here, and I also need TextBox. Then I will need ComboBox. Yeah, ComboBox. I'm gonna need about 3 of those as well. Let's click and copy. There we go. Right. Then let's enhance the size of all of these components. Come in here, font. Let's increase the size, make it bold, make that 14. That's fine. Now let's copy this across. Yeah. Okay. ComboBox is right there. I need 3 of those for this ComboBox, and I also need some other ones for this ComboBox. Right. I'm going to need a checkbox right there. Maybe a checkbox. Option box is called here. Need one here. One more here. Right. So, and down here I will need a list box. Let's see. It's a list box. There we go. We have a list box there. Let's draw. That's my list box. And underneath the list box, I will need some buttons. Bring it down. Grab buttons. I'm going to change the font size of that button to something readable. Make that bold, maybe 18. Yeah. And just click and copy. Yeah. Alright. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run the interface. Let's copy that and change the background properly. Run it and see how it's going to look like. So let's run it first and see. This is how it's looking now. Looking very rough, and it's not well defined. So I'm going to take care of all of that now. So all of these, move them all the way. Right. Okay guys, so I'm just going to take care of the appearance of this interface, then I'll get back to you guys shortly. But for now, this is how it all looks. Okay, I'm going to need more components here as well, so just copy these. Hold on to your control, click and drag. Right. Yeah. Okay. Let's take care of the appearance of the interface, and I'll get back to you guys. Alright guys, this is how it looks like now, but the radio buttons, I'm going to have to change those ones to checkbox, because I may have to want to click on both of all of these radio buttons. or I think it's called option button here. So I'm going to get rid of them, and let's add this very one. I think this one is called CheckBox. Okay, I'm going to add the CheckBox. Just get rid of this. This is for accommodation. Right, and let's get rid of this one. Bring this here. And I think, yeah, the font is 18, so let's change this to 18 as well. Now let's see what's the font. It's now 18. It's 14, so let's change it to 14. Let's come right here. Make that 14 bold. Right. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. And this one is going to be for students. Student loan. Copy that and get rid of this. Maybe just hold and copy this. Student loan there. And let's change this one to CHK student loan. Right. And this one will become CHK accommodation. Okay, and finally we have international student. So let's copy again, get rid of this, paste this here and change the name to CHK international student, and this will become international student. Right, or let's just put international STD student. Right, okay, that's more like it. Let's move all of these back a little bit so that they will line up with this, or align with this one. And now just gonna run it and see how it looks like. This is how it's looking now. Okay, so all that is left for us to do now is to start with some coding. Alright, so that is fine. The first thing I'd like to do is double click on the form. Let's populate all of these ComboBox. So I need the name of each ComboBox. So proof of identity. So double click on that, and instead of private form user click, I'm going to change that to initialize. So I'm going to be using with. So I'm going to say with me dot, I think it's called, there we go. What is the name? I can't remember. With me dot c mb proof of ID. Yeah. Then it's going to be dot add, and what we're adding is going to be student ID. That's the first one. Let's get it indented. And the second one, let's say driving license here. Driving license. And I'm now going to set it for passport here. Alright, and here is going to be maybe pilot license. Right. Okay, officially then we should have to end with right. Okay, let's try that out. So I'm going to run it. Click, there we go. Alright, the second one, let's take care of those. So I'm going to use width, I think that's called degree. Okay, come right. Okay, I'm still on the form initialize. Copy all of that, paste, paste, and this one is going to be for degree dot cm. Yeah, that's for the degree, and this one is going to be dot cm. I think that's for payment. Yeah, right. Method of payment, that can be Visa card, MasterCard, then let's say cash. Oh, it could be direct debit. Okay, the next one here, that is going to be undergraduate. Okay, then let's say followed by postgraduate. And right here I'm going to put doctoral degree. And let's get rid of this there. So let's try out this. Right, let's see. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. So that's working how I want. Now let's take care of this exit. Okay, let's take care of this exit first. So I'm going to click on exit, and let's come right down here, double click on exit itself. An update, the first thing I like to do is to declare a variable. I prefer it this way instead of using unload me. I prefer the system to actually prompt the user. So I'm going to call that VB message box results right there. And now the variable I exit equals message box, then right in there I'm just going to enter confirm if you want to exit. That's all I will enter in there, and out here I'm going to say Visual Basic question, then let's say plus VB yes no. That's one of the methods that I'll use to check. Then here let's just call that student record system there. And right in here I intend to enter confirm if you want to exit. The reason being, the user can or might end up clicking exit mistakenly, so it's a little bit, or it's more or less user friendly to confirm from the user if you want to really exit or not. So instead of just entering unload me, and that means you lost all your data, and that is it. So end if right there. So I have my variable that take in whatever the selection made here, and this is just going to be the VB yes or no icon, and this is for the title of this very dialog box. And in here I've used if statement to confirm if it's yes, then unload me, and that's all there is to that. So let's try that out and you guys see what I'm talking about. If I click on that now, there, that is the icon, question icon. No, I don't want to exit, you see that? But if I say I want to exit, that's what will happen. I actually exit the system. Now let's take care of this reset. Double click on reset. In case of reset, I'm just going to say declare txt, and I'm going to use a for loop there for each txt in. Now this is very important. I need to know the name of that very frame. I think it's frame number 3. No, it's frame number 2. Frame 2 dot control, right? And if type of txt is, let's say, ms forms dot textbox, then txt dot text equals clear. So that should hopefully clear all my text box. And let's say next txt there. So let's kind of like indent this. All the data that I entered on the workbook itself. So I'm going to come in here, double click on that, and I'm going to start by saying this workbook dot sheets there, and the sheet that I'm referring to is going to be my sheet number 1. Sheet number 1, close that dot. That's going to be print out. I'm just going to ask you to print out 1 copy equals 1. Now just this alone, this single line alone, we actually print something out, but I would like you to display a dialog. So let's say application dot dialog, so that we know where our printing server is. Okay, that will be x1 dialog print setup. X1 dialog print setup. Where is it? Should be here somewhere. Okay, let's just keep typing. Dialog print setup. Print setup. Now in this case it's going to be print setup dot show. There we go. So we can try that out, but there's nothing on my workbook right now. If I show it to you guys, there's nothing on it, so I won't be printing. There we go. Oh, there's an error, so let's correct that first. Okay. all of this works. Now I need to come into show records, double click on that. Okay, for the show record, I'm going to start by declaring the following variables. So I'm going to call that worksheets as WKS as work. That'll be worksheet. Right. Now the next thing I'm going to declare would be, let's say, add. We use uppercase, add new. Try that again. Add new as range. That will be for the range of my worksheet. Now let's set work WKS equals worksheet number 1. Now as for worksheet number 1, we want it to the following to be added. Add equals worksheet dot range, and the range in this case I'm going to go all the way. I'm going to go for about, let it start from A to 65,000 plus 65,356. That's I assume to be the size of the workbook itself. And let's say end x1 u up, x1 up. There we go, up there. That's it right there. And just close that and say dot offset. That means it should go to the next line, and that's going to be 1,0 there. Now say add new dot offset, and that will be 0,0. That's for the first column. Dot value, whatever value we have, add it right into that column. And this very first one is txt student. And let's change this to address. Now let's see what else do I have there. Scroll right up. I have address, postcode. Let's go for postcode and student loan. Here I have, that will be 4 and 5 here. There, that has a name now. Accommodation, no name as well. And this will become txt accommodation. Okay, what about this one here? Let's give that a name as well. TXT International Student. Right. I think all the others do have name. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, but I'm not going to be able to enter, or I won't be entering all of this information on this my list box. So I'm just going to select a copy that will be there. So all of these are there, and now let's select some more. We have 6 here in total. Okay, the other data we select is, since I have 6 here, let's select the degree, copy that, and I'm also going to select, if I have a degree, yeah, I want one more, maybe telephone number and degree. All right, this is TXT telephone number, so let's come right there. So that will be for the degree. Paste that in there, dot text. Let's make this 7, because the next one is going to be telephone number, student telephone number, telephone, right, 6. Okay, let me grab another 2 here. So let's see, I think the next of kin, yeah, and mobile number, next of kin and the mobile number. Let's come back in here, double click on that, dot text, copy all of this and paste it there. 8, then finally number 9. So in total that's 10. Okay, this is 9, and this is going to be mobile. Yeah. Okay, one more thing. Now that I have all of this information now, when I click on show record, all of this information are added straight onto my workbook. But I also want those information to be displayed on my list box here. So to achieve that, let's double click there and go back in here. So for the list box, LBL, no, not LBL, LST display. Yeah, dot column count, and that is going to be equals 10. LST display dot row source equals, because it's going to start from B1 all the way to, let's say, about J63, 65,356. Yeah, there. Right. But one thing first, you see this list box? Let's scroll right down. There's a property here. You see this very property? I'm going to make that select extended, and my column count here, I'm going to make that 10, yeah, which I've already specified here anyway. Column count is 10. Okay, let me run it and see how it's going to look like. For now, enter the following in there, and the name, let's assume the name is Paul Lumen, and in here let's see the address, number 1, Godson, close. Student loan. Okay, I need to do something about that. When I check that, I want some money to be displayed. And cash accommodation, yeah, we could just say yes or no in there, and here is going to be PhD let's say pilot license, telephone number, dates, today's date. Okay, next of kin, Peter home, address right there, number 3 Hall Road, mobile number of Peter there, international, we just say no. Okay, so if I click on that, yes, that is fine. Okay, so that means that's working. So if I check out my workbook, let's see my workbook now. It's meant to display all of this information. Yes, it's displayed there. Let's close that and open up the workbook here. Look at it, it's all displayed. But here, that's meant to be the title. Okay, so that title will be student ID. We have first name here. I think this is maybe mobile number here. Now this, okay, this is telephone, right? Now I have my title in place, so let's come in there and just make that bold, right? Okay, this is the postcode, yeah, right, that is it now. Okay, there's one thing left, and that's the most important. We need to save this. I don't want to lose anything that I've done so far. Alright, I'm going to save it in here. We just call it student records, no space. Right, but most importantly, we have to save it as Excel macro enable. There we go. Right, that is saved. So let's go to our Visual Basic interface. There we go. But there's one more thing left. When I click on this, I want you to display something for me, and this too, and this very one. I want a default. Okay, let's go back in here, double click on the form. Inside the form, I'm going to copy this and just make that my default one. Right, so this will be empty. That's the default. The same thing applies to these other two. Default is empty, and default here will be empty as well. Right, now for these other ones, when I click on this, I want something displayed in here. So let's double click on that. The default will be no. So default is student loan, though there's nothing. Okay, now double click on that. Alright, so let's start by saying if the checkbox dot value, if it equals true, then I want txt. Let's change this to txt student loan dot text equals, let's say the student loan is about 9,000 plus. There we go. Say else if the value is false. If the value is false, I'm going to copy this and paste it there. If it's false, then I want this. I want this very one to be nothing. paste that in there and then say end. Right. Or we could even say if dot value equals VB no string. Right. So now let's check this out. Else if, now there should be a space here. Right. Okay, I'm going to try that out and see how it works. So let's run it. There we have a value. No. Yes. Okay, let's take care of accommodation. Accommodation is going to require some money as well. So for the accommodation, that will be about 6,000 plus. So let's come in and paste that in there, and this will become accommodation. Let's copy all of this and change this around, and that will be, let's say 6. Yeah, that's for accommodation. Change this to accommodation as well, and this one to accommodation. So that's it taken care of. Right, let's run it again and see how that's gonna look like. Okay, let's come in here. There's an error. Double click. Yeah, this student loan is still accommodation. It meant to be accommodation. Right, let's try it again. Yeah, undo and undo. So international student, let's come in there and check out the name for the international student. Yeah, and this one is almost the same. Yeah, it's the same. So now double click on the international. I'm going to paste that in there, and in this case it's going to be international student fees. There, let's make that about maybe 21. Yeah, and if, let's use an if statement. Copy all of this, paste, change the name around, and if, and let's change the name of that to student, to international student. Right. Else if, copy all of this. Else if this is false, then this will be nothing. Right, that is it, all done. So I'm now going to now try out my program, and let's see how it's going to look like. Alright, so let's run and see. Yeah, and degree, method of payments, let's say it's going for doctor, that's for masters, driving license, telephone number, and today's dates. As you can see, the today's dates automatically appears. Let me show you what I did there. Double click on the form right here. This is the line of code for the date. Okay, so I'm going to run that again. Now that you guys have seen that the day is back there. Yeah. Okay, student ID, name of student, let's say Tony, and Tony is going to be Tony Montana. Address of Montana is Hallway. Yeah. Telephone number. Proof of ID, he happens to be a pilot. Degree is studying for, he's going for his first degree, and payment is paying cash. Mailing number, next of kin is, let's say it's Paul Montana. Address is going to be number 4 Hallway. Mobile number there. And that's all there is to it. So all we just need to do now is add to the system, and that's it. You can see Tony Montana's details there. Okay, right, and we can also reset. Click on reset, or we should even be able to, maybe we should add a delete button. So okay, I'm going to add a delete button, so let's exit out and come right down here. Let's maybe here, move this, just copy this. Let me change that to CMD delete, and change the text content on the caption to delete. Right, now double click on that and just enter delete. Right, that is the line of code for delete. So let's run it and see how that's going to work. Let's assume I'm displaying all of those information and I'll click on that. Yeah, that's it, gone. That's gone. Let's click on this as well. That is fine. So we can now directly delete. So let's make the interface looks a bit more presentable. Okay, it looks a bit much better, so let's try it out again and we'll see how that looks like. So run the probe. There we go, student details, and the name, let's say the name is Ola and the other name is Jones, and next of kin is Wale Jones, an address of the Jones family, that's number 4, really, number 4 Thomas Lane. There, mobile number of Wale Jones, international student, confirmed. Yeah, so we can always add his details there. Look at Wale Jones details, and we can just add as much as we can, and we can even print this out if we want. Click on print. There we go. I don't have a printer, so I'm going to ask you to print on my PDF. Click on OK. There. And right there is now asking me to save it somewhere, so I'm just going to give that number 1 and save it right there on my desktop. Save. Okay, one other thing, I'm going to exit so that we see if all of this information has been saved on my workbook. Instead of exiting, let's click this. There we go. Look at my workbook. We have all the information of Wale Jones, Tony Montana, Paul Omen on my workbook. Okay guys, so with that I'm going to call it the end of this very advanced and beautiful Excel data entering system tutorial. And if you guys want the code, you can always send me an email, and that is just for those who are members of the channel. If you're a member of the channel, yes, I will be very happy to send you these codes. So with that guys, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial. You all have a nice day now. Bye for now.